In the previous lesson, we saw the immediate cause of the First World War, or the Sarajevo crisis, which created a 1 month period known as the July crisis, in which all the major nations of the world got involved in the First World War, and that caused the outbreak of the war. Now let us see this 1 month period in a very different format altogether while understanding the onset of the First World War. Now we already remembered that there were two armed camps which popped up in the pre-First World War period, which divided Europe into two parts, and these two armed camps were the Triple Entente and the Triple Alliance. But let us now imagine that these were not armed camps, but these were WhatsApp groups, including the member nations as its group members. So let us see how the onset of the war would pan out if it was done on WhatsApp. So we already saw that there were two armed camps or two WhatsApp groups, the Triple Entente and the Triple Alliance. Let's meet its members. Triple Entente was created by Britain, upon which Britain added Russia and France, who together became the Triple Entente. We can see over here that Britain is welcoming its allies, and Russia and France, the other two members of the Entente, are acknowledging this welcome by replying thank you. Now over here, let's see what is happening on the Triple Alliance front. Now Triple Alliance was a grouping which was created by Germany. Germany then added Austria-Hungary as well as Italy, which formed the Triple Alliance. Now Germany is also seen over here welcoming its allies, but only Austria-Hungary is acknowledging this welcome. Where is Italy? Now you see, Italy decided to stay neutral even after joining the Triple Alliance, and we can see that because Italy is leaving the text of Germany on read, which symbolizes Italy's neutrality. Now let's fast forward to a time of the immediate cause of the war, the Sarajevo crisis. Now if you remember, after the Sarajevo crisis, Serbia received an ultimatum from Austria-Hungary. We can see that when we look at Serbia's phone over here, where Austria-Hungary is texting that you have to accept the 11 terms or else. That is why it was an ultimatum, because if Serbia does not accept the 11 terms, then Austria-Hungary would declare war upon it. However, Serbia was not in favor of one of the 11 terms, and that is because this one term violated its sovereignty. And that is why Serbia replies to Austria-Hungary that I cannot accept one of the terms. Now what does Austria-Hungary do in reply? Austria-Hungary goes on to declare war on Serbia, which we can see over here, and after Serbia texts Austria-Hungary that I cannot accept one of the terms, Austria-Hungary goes on to block Serbia, which again symbolizes Austria-Hungary declaring war on Serbia. This was the immediate cause of the First World War, as after this declaration of war, the First World War officially broke out. Now, after Austria-Hungary declared war on Serbia, Serbia started to panic because Austria-Hungary was clearly a more powerful nation. And that is why Serbia started to look for options, but then Serbia remembers that it has a very powerful ally of its own, and it is none other than Russia. And that is why Serbia turns to Russia for help. Russia is not just a geographical ally of Serbia, but also an ethno-cultural ally, because Serbia and Russia have the same cultural and ethnic background. That is why Serbia texts Russia that, brother, I am in trouble, help me. Again, why is it brother? Because Russia and Serbia are ethnic and cultural allies. That is why Serbia appeals to Russia for help. Now what does Russia do with Serbia's appeal for help? Russia forwards Serbia's appeal for help to its own WhatsApp group, or the Triple Entente, which is comprising of Britain, France and Russia itself. So over here we can see that Russia is forwarding the text by Serbia which says, brother, I am in trouble, help me. And then Russia says, and my brother is in trouble, as you can see, and therefore I am adding him to the group. Upon which France and Britain acknowledged this decision. This symbolizes the fact that Russia had Serbia added to a Triple Entente understanding, which we can see over here that Russia is adding Serbia, and Britain and France are both welcoming a new member to their alliance or understanding, the Triple Entente. Russia does not merely stop there. Austria-Hungary also receives a certain kind of threat from Russia. Now over here we can see Austria-Hungary's phone where it has received a text from Russia where Russia is saying, "You should not have messed with my brother." But was it only a threat? It wasn't, because after the threat, Russia goes on to declare war on Austria-Hungary, which again we can see that Russia is blocking Austria-Hungary. Now it is Austria-Hungary's turn to panic, because Russia is clearly a very powerful nation, and alongside Russia comes Britain and France as well, because that is the Triple Entente. But then Austria-Hungary remembers that it has an alliance of its own, and therefore it texts in its own WhatsApp group of the Triple Alliance that I need help. However, only Germany acknowledges this by saying that it is on its way to defend Austria-Hungary. Now, why did Italy not acknowledge Austria-Hungary's cry for help, even though Italy was a member of the Triple Alliance? Because Italy still decided to maintain its neutrality. And as we can again see, Italy is leaving the text of Austria-Hungary on read. So that sums up the onset of the First World War, where after Austria-Hungary declares war on Serbia, the Triple Entente gets involved, which is Russia, France and Britain, upon which Germany goes on to defend its ally Austria-Hungary. However, Italy does not get involved because it maintains its own neutrality. We can see that better in this illustration over here, which we already had a glimpse of in the previous lesson. Over here, we can see that Austria-Hungary is declaring war on Serbia, upon which Russia is rushing forward to defend Serbia and declaring war on Austria-Hungary, upon which Germany is declaring war on Russia because Austria-Hungary is Germany's ally, and again upon which France is declaring war on Germany and Austria-Hungary because Russia and Serbia are also its allies. In this conflict, even Britain eventually gets involved, and that marks the entire outbreak of the First World War. Eventually, United States of America gets involved in the conflict as well on the Allied side or the Triple Entente side. Eventually, three major events occur in the war, each involving one specific nation and each having the capability to turn the entire course of war altogether. And we will look at all these important events in the subsequent lesson while we look at the course of the First World War. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel and hit the bell icon. You can also register for free at DeltaStep.com or download the DeltaStep app to learn one-to-one with our amazing teachers, or to get access to all our 5,000 plus amazing videos as per your school syllabus. Master each topic with our adaptive practice technology. Get million plus questions with step-by-step solutions and unlimited mock tests. Get all your doubts resolved instantly. Learn via games and win amazing prizes like PlayStations and iPads. So at DeltaStep, learning is not just fun and easy, it is rewarding too. So register for free now.